Welcome back. Happy Monday. We are going to start this week off learning about fish. But before we start with fish, question of the day: is a sea turtle a fish or a reptile? Well, it lives underwater, but it can go on land. Does it have gills to breathe through, or do they have to take deep breaths and hold their breath? They have to take deep breaths, don't they? So, does it have any fins? Kind of. Got some little flippers here and some legs. But a sea turtle is not a fish. It is indeed a reptile, just like snakes, and lizards and turtles. Okay, they are cold-blooded, which means whatever the temperature of the environment they're in is what their body temperature is. So if the water is 80 degrees, their body is 80 degrees. But guess what? Fish are also cold-blooded, but they're not a reptile. We're going to learn more about fish here in a second. Actually, let's just do that right now. Look at this. This is a fish. There are different parts of a fish. I'm not going to go into full detail right now, but I want to talk to you about the different parts. First, fish have a mouth. They have to eat, right? They also have to breathe. They use their mouth to suck in water, okay? Because they don't have a nose like us. They have gills is what they're called. And so they suck the water through their mouth, and then the water goes over their gills, and it takes in the oxygen, and the fish keeps the oxygen, and then the water goes out the gills. How cool is that? So fish have a lot of work to do to breathe. We can breathe all day long. We don't even think about breathing. We just automatically do it. And so they automatically just have to go, take a mouthful of water, and then it goes over their little pockets. They look kind of like thread-like strands, and it takes the oxygen, and then out the water goes. They also have a really good eye to see. They have two eyes. This is just one though. They've got 3 fins: dorsal, pectoral, and pelvic. Top, in the middle, and on the bottom. And guess what the fins help them do? Swim, steer their body. They also have the tail, and the tail fin as well is really strong and powerful and makes them glide through the water to get fast. So, this is a little bit about a fish. Oh, scales. There's also scales that cover most fish. Some fish don't have scales, but what the scales do is it protects their body from germs. Just like how we wash our hands to protect ourselves from germs. They have protective scales, and then there's a protective slime that goes over the scales, which germs stick to, and then that gets washed away in the water. So, fish have pretty amazing bodies, and we're going to learn more about that here in a minute. But first, we need to do calendar, so please stand for the flag salute. Babs, do you want to help with flag salute today? Yes. Oh, good. Okay. Put your right hand in the air, in the air. Put your right hand in the air, in the air. Put your right hand on your eyes. Put your right hand on your knee. Put your right hand on your heart, thump, thump. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Babby, for helping us today. She's such a good helper. She is really shedding though. I need to brush her today. Oof, oof. All your hair's coming out. Okay, let's go ahead and count. We're gonna make your blue bud and make it bloom, okay? Let's see, we're gonna start clear over here at number 1. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. May 11. What 2 numbers make 11? A 1 and a 1. You got it. I wonder what color comes next in the pattern. Let's find out. Yellow, yellow, red, red, purple, purple. Yellow, yellow, red, red, purple. Let's see if you're right. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. May 11. Whose birthday is coming up on Wednesday? Hondo. Happy birthday, buddy. You're coming up. Birthday week. Whoop, whoop. Next week is Henry and Samson. And then the last week is Ariel and Alana. How exciting. Another trip around the sun coming up. Okay. Today is Monday, May 11, 2020. 2020. We need a tally mark. We are going to count on 2 times because it's 2 tallies. We're going to count by 5s. And when you get to the 125, right? Yes. When you get to the 125, you're going to, here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 126, 127 days of school. Whoa! How do I write 127? 100, read 1, and 20, 2. And then I've got my 7. How do I make 7 again? Is it like this? No, that's an upside down 7. And kind of an L, right? Whoops. I better flip that upside down. Flip it around. There we go. That looks better. 1, 2, 7. 127 days. Smarter. Okay. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather out today? Tell me, preschoolers, what's the weather? What's the weather out today? Go look out the window. Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Is there snow? Tell me, preschoolers, what's the weather? What's the weather? Do you know? What does it look like today? This weekend, it was so beautiful. Did you go play outside? Did you play in the water? I know my niece played on her slip and slide this weekend. That looked like fun. It looked cold. I think it's pretty sunny. I'm gonna put sunny up because it's beautiful. We're gonna have a little bit of clouds today, but mostly sunny. And it's gonna be nice and warm again. Sunny is ahead for the month of May. All right, for days of the week, let's do robot voices. Are you ready? Here we go. days of the week, beep, beep, days of the week, beep, beep, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, beep, beep. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, beep, beep, days of the week, beep, beep, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, beep, beep. Okay, 3 questions. What is today? It is the first day of the school week, so it is Monday. Okay, what will tomorrow be? Or no, what was yesterday? Excuse me, what was yesterday? It was Mother's Day. Did you do something special for your mommy on Mother's Day? Did you give her a back rub or a head rub? Did you do some dishes? Did you clean? I hope you spoiled her and made her a card and something sweet. So yesterday was Sunday. Mother's Day is always on a Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, what will tomorrow be? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You got it. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Our season is spring. It is sunny today. Maybe a little bit of cloudy and sunny, just because some of those straggling clouds up there. And it is beautiful and warm. So we'll see what happens the rest of the week. Okay. I think we're back to fish. Okay, let me move my little fishy over here. I'm not the best artist, but I tried my best. Okay, fish. Now, there's different types of fish. You can find fish all sorts of places. I got a couple of different books here I'm going to do. Okay, fish, absolutely, they have to live in water, okay? There are some fish that live in mud, and they have developed lungs. Fish can live in aquariums. Tiny Acres has an aquarium, right? When you go to the pet store, they get put in a bag, and then you take them home, and you put them in your fish bowl, right? Okay, they can also live in a pond, a lake, and rivers, streams, and oceans in the sea. Okay, and we talked about the fins. We have the dorsal, the pectoral, and the pelvic down here. And then we've got the tail. And that's what pushes the fish through the water. And then the other fins steady it in the water, steer it, or whoop, put the brakes on and stops it. Okay, also there are scales, and they look like a roof. Do you see how they're thatched? So tight, so that germs cannot get in them. It helps them glide through the water with the slime, and it keeps the fish healthy so it doesn't get sick. It protects the delicate skin from cuts and scrapes and germs. So it protects all the germs and stuff from seeping in through the skin. Now, when you are, let's see, there's tropical fish too, which are in the ocean, in the warm seawater, okay? So here's like another type of fish with the same parts. You've got the 3 fins and the tail and the eye and the mouth and the gills and these scales. These scales are really pretty. They're blue and yellow. That's close up. I think you can see. Yeah. Okay. Thousands and thousands of tiny scales. Okay. They also can hide from predators. Okay. Using camouflage, right? Okay, let me get to my camouflage page. All right. So they adapt to their habitats, right? Look at these. Can you tell? that that is a rock hover wrasse? And this one is a long-nosed hawkfish? They blend in to their surroundings. Sometimes they've got fake eyes on them. Where's that one? Let's see. Yeah, right here. They try to trick their predators by having false eyes on their tails. Predators think the spots are the fish's eyes, and then zip, the fish fool them by swimming off the other way. So if you were a predator, you would think that these fish would be going this way, but really they're going to go the other way. Can you see the eyes on each of those? Did you know that some fish fly? Flying fish can travel hundreds of feet through the air. Zoom! Rockets right out of the water and into the air. Fish are amazing. There's also fish that protect themselves, like the spiny pufferfish. Some don't have scales, right? They've got spikes. It looks really scary, and no predator will want to eat that for lunch or breakfast or dinner. Fish travel in groups called schools. There could be more than 1,000 fish in a school. That's a lot of fish. Do you think they learn when they're in their schools? Like you learn here at school? I think they do, because the little fish look up to the big fish, and the big fish teach them where it's safe to swim, where it's safe to hide, where to find food. Okay? And another thing I was going to tell you is what they eat. Okay? Now, if you've just got a fish tank like I do, and I know Reader's got a really cool fish tank, okay? You give them a special food flakes that you sprinkle. You know how your job here was feeding the fish, and then you had to give them 2 different types of fish, because we had bottom feeders and we have top feeders. Top feeders, and then you put the little flakes at the top, and then they swim up. They use their fins to vertical themselves to eat the food up above. That fish food, you know what it's made out of? It's made out of flies ground up. This just sounds delicious. Oh, girls, you gotta listen to this. Good fish flakes are a mixture of ground up flies, fish, shrimp, crab, oats, corn, carrots, and vitamins. That's why like fish food kind of stinks, because you've got some of those sea creatures in there, like shrimp and fish and flies even. But flies are good protein, they say. Okay, now, tomorrow we're going to be learning more about this, and this is called the food chain. How the bigger fish eat the smaller fish, and then those fish eat even smaller fish. So we've got like a tuna fish eating a mackerel, and then the mackerel's eating a little anchovy, okay? That is called the food chain. And then I also have a song I'm going to teach you about the food chain as well. And they're cold-blooded, like with the sea turtle. So they adapt to their environment. And I think fish's eyes, they're always open. They do not have eyelids. So their eyes stay open even when they rest. Fish don't need eyelids like we need them, because they don't have tears either. And the water keeps their eyes washed. And there's usually not enough light underwater to bother fish's eyes. So be sure not to put your fish in the sunlight, because it might be too bright for them. So they have a protective outer coating on their eye that protects them. They don't have to blink. How cool is that? So, fish have a mouth. 2 reasons: eat food and to help breathe. They suck in the water, they process the oxygen through the gills and shoot out the water. They all have protective scales with a slimy coat. And if you go fishing, now Emmeline's grandpa taught me this in sophomore biology. If you go fishing and you catch the fish, but then you want to release it. You don't want to keep it because it might be too small. And so you put it back in the water, but you have to like shake the hook a special way to get the fish to drop right back into the water. Because if you touch it, that protective slimy coat that covers the scales will get washed off. And then germs can get to the skin. It'll seep through, okay? So don't touch fish because it might end up really hurting them and getting them sick. And we don't want to do that, do we? We want to keep all animals healthy and happy. All right. I have a really good story I'm going to read to you, and it's called The Pout Pout Fish. Okay? I'm going to flip my camera around and read it that way so you can look at the pictures better. So you don't need to see me reading. I'm going to zoom in. The Pout Pout Fish by Deborah Deason. Pictures by Dan Hanna. The Pout Pout Fish. This is one of my favorites. Okay. Deep in the water where the fish hang out lives a glum, gloomy swimmer with an ever-present pout. Do you ever have a pout on your face sometimes when you're not happy? I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Oh no. It's too bad that he's so sad. Along comes a clam with a wide, grinning grin and a pearl of advice for her pal to take in. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your cross-town frown, don't you think it's time to turn it upside down? Says the fish to his friend. Nice thought, Ms. Clam. I hear what you're saying, but it's just the way I am. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Oh no, he fell into a empty jar of peanut butter. Along comes a jellyfish. He floats through the ocean, his tentacles all trailing in a gentle locomotion. Hey, Mr. Fish, with your daily scaly scowl, I wish you wouldn't greet us with a grimace and a growl. Says the fish to his friend, Mr. Jelly, I agree. I'd like to be more friendly, but it isn't up to me. Oh, all of his friends are trying to make him feel better. Is it working? No. I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Oh, poor pout pout fish. Along comes a squid, quite a slender squiggly sight. She is squirmy, she is squelchy, she is slightly impolite. Hey, Mr. Fish, you kaleidoscope of mope, how about a smile, a little joy, a little hope? Says the fish to his friend, Mrs. Squid, I would try, but I haven't any choice. Take a look, and you'll see why. Oh, I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Oh no. Along comes an octopus with 8 great arms, covered on the underside with tiny sucker charms. Hey, Mr. Fish, let me tell it to you straight. Your hokey-pokey soaking is an unattractive trait, said the fish to his friend. Mr. 8, my chum, with a mouth like mine, I'm destined to be glum. All of his friends are saying, please, stop pouting. You're making everyone upset. Be happy. And what does he say? I'm a pout-pout fish with a pout-pout face, so I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Blub, blub, blub. Oh, no. Now, along comes a fish in a silent silver shimmer the gang has never seen before, this bright and brilliant swimmer. She approaches Mr. Fish, but instead of saying, hey, what do you think she's gonna do? She sees him. She plants a kiss upon his pout, and then she swims away. Oh my goodness. Do you think that little kiss made him feel better? Does somebody love him? Mr. Fish, most astounded. Mr. Fish is just aghast. He is stone-faced like a statue. Then he blinks and speaks at last. My friends, said Mr. Fish, I should have known it all along. I thought that I was pouty, but it turns out I was wrong. What? What is he? I'm a kiss-kiss fish with a kiss-kiss face for spreading cheery cherries all over the place. How does he feel now? He is so happy. So, smooch, 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 smooch. Sometimes we just need some loves, don't we, and make us feel better. Just like your mommy and daddy, when you need some snuggles and some loves, they're always there for you. So, if you have a pout face, just go get some cheery cherries from your parents or your sissy or your brother. The end. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be talking about the food chain, but also the top of that food chain, the biggest fish in the world. Tate, what is it? You guessed it. It is a whale shark. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about sharks and the food chain. All right, we will see you then. Run, jump, and play, but don't get in anybody's way.